Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode on Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. I'm your host, Rajni Bharara. And today we truly have a special session lined up just for you. Yes, our topic for today's show is scholarship success tips and tricks for students on dependent visas, specifically focusing on H-4, F-2, and L-2 visas. So basically, today we are diving into a topic that resonates with so many students and families: how to secure scholarships while on dependent visas like H-4, F-2, and L-2. We know that these visas can come with their own set of challenges and restrictions, but they also come with opportunities. Right, and our aim is to empower students on these visas with the knowledge and strategies to unlock those opportunities. Now, before we dive into our discussion, I have okay, before I move ahead, I would like to read out this very important disclaimer. By watching our videos, you agree and understand that the information provided by our experts and attorneys, including comments and replies from users, is not legal as advice. Use of information is at your own risk. After this very important disclaimer, I have another exciting news for you. Yes, not just this particular topic and show that we are going to do today, but we also have another exciting news that I would like to share with our viewers. So we have a very fantastic opportunity for remote work from home personnel. If you're looking for a flexible work from home opportunity, listen up. Work just 2 hours a day and earn a monthly pay of 5,000 Indian rupees plus 500 Indian rupees for every meeting you attend. Earn up to 20,000 Indian rupees per month. Responsibilities include managing social media posts, creating engaging content, responding to messages, monitoring analytics, and conducting research and data entry. And you can check out the requirements on your screen, and you can apply by emailing today on swapnil at staffinglyhealthcare.com. Yes, you can send your resumes on swapnil at staffinglyhealthcare.com. And now let's get back to our main topic. So now, let me introduce you to our distinguished guest for today's show, someone who has been a beacon of hope and a guidance for countless students. Joining us today is Jyotsna Kethar, affectionately known as Coach Joe. She is an independent educational consultant and college counselor, but her expertise and influence extend far beyond these titles. Coach Joe is also certified from Tony Robbins Life Coach, trained to help children identify their goals, overcome obstacles, and achieve their dreams. She completed her college counseling course at UC Berkeley and has a remarkable track record of success. Her students have landed in prestigious Ivy League schools like Cornell and have received merit scholarship amounting to over $2 million. She specializes in building customized college lists, ensuring that each student finds the best fit for their goals and aspirations. So now, without any further ado, let me welcome her to Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. So, Jyotsna, welcome to Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. How are
Thank
you?
you. Great. Super excited. The college season has started for the fall students. So, yes, it's been busy. And thank you for having me on your wonderful show.
Thank you so much, Jyotsna. But now, also, I would like to ask, I already have introduced you to our lovely viewers and audiences, but still, I would like you to share something about yourself, as in your experience with our lovely viewers.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, everybody. I'm an immigrant. I studied in India. So I didn't know about the college process or the college admission process. And I struggled a great deal when my older son was applying to colleges 6 years back. I figured that it does not have to be so complicated, right? And I wanted to simplify the process, like demystify the process for immigrant parents. And specifically here, I want to help students on dependent visa get the maximum acceptances and scholarships. There's a lot of misconceptions, misinformation that goes along because you're on the dependent visa. So I'm going to like try to answer your questions and help you and your child secure those scholarships that are out there.
Great, lovely. Thank you so much for the lovely introduction. And now, again, it's truly an honor to have you here, Joe. So I can call you Joe, right? Because your students call
Yes,
you
yes,
Joe.
yes, yes,
All
absolutely.
right. Thank you so much. Okay. So, Joe, now that you are here, I would like to tell you, I would like to actually ask you if you can give a preview of tips and tricks that you'll be sharing today with our
Okay.
audiences.
Excellent, excellent. So I'm going to demystify the college process, right? So the biggest problem is the college process is entirely different from what we did back in our country, right? So there are a lot of other new components that are there that are important in the college application process. That is number one. Then I'm going to talk to you about how to build that profile. Okay, it's
Mhm.
all about profile building. There's a lot of opportunities there, but it's dependent not just on your grades. So I'm going to speak about how as a parent or a student can build that profile. And then I'm going to talk to you about opportunities for a student on the visa. What are the kind of scholarships and everywhere where to look for it? Okay, so that's what we have here.
Great, great. I'm sure it's going to be a great, great episode. And I'm sure our audiences, the viewers who are watching us right now from different platforms, are already excited. But I would like to remind you all that we are live on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and the handle is Immigration Talk Show. So don't forget to subscribe to us. And if you have any questions to Joe, so wherever you are watching it from, please comment with your questions. We'll be glad to answer them. Now, let's get started. And let me ask my very first question to you, Joe. So now, if you can, let's start with the steps that are involved in college application process, right? Because the whenever anyone wants to apply, so the first thing that they look at is the steps, right? So if you can please
Yes.
talk about what are the steps involved in the college application process for students on dependent visas.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. So basically, here there are many components that comes to college counseling. I'll tell you what the main complex components are. Number one is grades. Of course, student needs to have a very good GPA. Also, course rigor. Course rigor is, for example, if your school is offering 25 APs or like 10 honors courses, these are all like curriculum based. That it needs to be reflected in a student's transcript. Okay, so that's GPA. Next is test scores. Okay, student needs to have exceptionally good SAT or ACT scores in order to apply to good colleges and get scholarships. Next is building an extracurricular activity profile. Any activity that the student does outside of the four walls of the classroom is very, very important. So here in America, they look for students who have unique extracurricular activities, leadership opportunities, all that in their profile. Then there's community service. That's also very, very important. They're looking for how a student has made an impact in the community, right? So these are the four main uh, characteristics that a student needs to build right
Mhm,
from ninth grade. So 4 years matter a lot. Okay,
mhm,
ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th. So
mhm,
this building of the process needs to start right in the ninth grade by picking
mhm.
the right courses, planning the test score when the student is going to do. What extracurricular activities will the student do outside the classroom? Community service and leadership. So these are the five important components in a college profile building exercise.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for answering the question, Joe. But then, are there any challenges? Because I'm sure there are. Are there any challenges also involved when, students on dependent visas apply for schools or colleges?
Okay, so the thing is, there is not that many challenges as much as they think it is. It's
Okay.
just that they don't qualify for any scholarships or that's offered by the federal government, right? So
Mhm,
there are scholarships like the National Merit Scholarship that they get. They don't qualify for that. But other
mhm,
than that, there is not that much restriction at all. Okay, they're not considered an international student. They don't need a visa, right? So
mhm,
they're already here. And it depends on the state that you're in. If you're in a
Mhm.
particular state, then you qualify for in-state fee as well, right?
Mhm.
And also,
Mhm.
if a student applies to out-of-state colleges, some colleges offer in-state fee even though they're out-state. So my advice to anybody is, don't think you're restricted. Focus on building an exceptional profile that
Mhm.
no college can refuse, right? So then they will give you scholarships. They're not federal, right? These colleges are private institutions. They can give you scholarships. Okay, so that is how you build it, right? I want to bust the misconceptions about it.
Okay, but then you said there are not many, but there can be few, right? On the way, there can be few. So if you can, pinpoint those particular challenges that there are, and how can they overcome these challenges, while applying for scholarships?
Okay, excellent. So the thing is, they're not eligible for any financial aid, right?
Mhm.
But as such, anybody with a high income is not eligible for a financial aid. So there's nothing much that they're missing out there, right? Apart from that, some colleges have restriction that says that, hey, this is only for a citizen or a green card holder. So they just
Mhm.
miss out on that. But the thing is, the way to overcome this challenge is to spread your peanut butter, or put a net a wider net to catch the fish. So just don't apply to 3 or 4 colleges. Apply to 15 colleges, like in state, out state, and see what offer you get. Right. So this is what I tell my students and parents: is don't like make up your mind in the beginning and limit. Just see what offer you get. Right.
Right.
And each college is different. Each college will give scholarships if your profile is exceptional. If the
Mm.
student proves that they're very, very valuable to colleges, they will offer their own scholarships. Get it? So that's all I tell them. Like, please don't get your mind cluttered over the limitations, but rather it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to build an exceptional profile. Do not colleges to come knocking, like you go knocking on their door. The colleges need to come and sort of vie for you. It's like a job that you apply to, right? The way I
Mm.
look at it, like we like me and you, the immigration talk show, have a lot in common, because you're helping students, I'm sorry, people on the visa to land jobs, right? So they are
Right.
going to look at offers. What is this company offering me in terms of financials? Are they giving me stock options? Are they giving me benefits and all that? So similarly, the student needs to apply to various colleges and see what offer they are getting. Offer in the
Mhm.
terms, oh, are they giving me this kind of scholarship? Are they giving me a rebate in the tuition fee?
Mhm.
All that they can look at it, right? They are not international students. International students go into a completely different bucket. They are
Mhm.
in-state students, because they are applying to that particular state, in state. So they are eligible for that.
Okay, great. So you basically mean to say that whatever challenges that they might face, if they have an exceptional profile, they can overcome those challenges.
Absolutely. I've seen
Wow.
that in many of my students. Okay.
Right.
40% of my students who come to me, they're
Mhm.
all on dependent visa. In fact, I had a student whose father was in Dubai. So this boy had a lot of visa issues. But guess what? His profile was very, very good. He had an ACT score of 34. His GPA also was very good. His extracurricular activities were very good. So he qualified for many programs, pre-med programs that gave him scholarships.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Or maybe, just to motivate our audiences and our viewers, can you like share a few examples before I ask you my another
Absolutely.
question?
Yes, yes. So let me tell you this student who was in Ohio, a
Uh-huh.
wonderful girl who had research, who had good grades and everything. She lived in Ohio, and Ohio State University was very close to her. But
Mhm.
Ohio State University has a Morrill scholarship. She did
Mhm.
not qualify for the Morrill scholarship because she was on visa. But guess what? Opportunity opened up. She got into Rensselaer Polytechnic. Rensselaer Polytechnic, the tuition $1,000. She got $45,000 off, and her out-of-pocket expense was 35,000. So it is possible. And she was a bit disappointed that she couldn't go to Ohio State University, which was like right next door to our house. But she
Mhm.
did get an exceptional offer at Rensselaer Polytechnic, which was not inside her state. right? So you never know until you apply and get those kind of offers, right? So
Right.
please don't limit yourself because of visa issues or anything. What is the worst that the college can do? Reject you. But nobody's stopping you from trying, right? So
Mhm.
that's the way it is. They are looking for exceptional candidates who will come to their college and make an impact, right? So
Mhm.
the rest
Mhm.
is all semantics, right? And here it's not on an international visa, or they need an OPT or anything, right? So I know a lot of students who first go in as dependent and then convert into OPT so that they can get employment opportunities. So the opportunities are endless. Do not limit yourself, right?
Right. Great, lovely. And you are again and again mentioning about creating an exceptional profile so that it can help you overcome any challenge, or maybe, the students will be able to get their dream college or school, right? So now the most important question, I would say, of the session. What are those magic tips and tricks that you would like to recommend to our viewers through which they can create those exceptional profile?
Okay, so there are three things that you need to remember: that the activity has got to be uncommon. Okay, it cannot be a very common activity that every student participates in. Okay, that is number one. Okay, and is build a profile that is like top 1% that 99% of the students do not do. Okay, and the third is look for an activity that shows impact, that will yield tangible results, right? So it's like that. You need to think about it. Okay, and I would say if you go to an activity, a school club is a common activity. A lot of students join that. So do something. You're passionate about some cause, go after it. You're passionate about sustainability, then go look and conduct a project, do a study, write a blog. Okay, join an organization that's outside your school, right? I had this student who was very passionate about gender equality in teens. So what did she do? She started a book club. And you may think, what has book club got to do with this? But
Yeah.
what she did is she gathered many students, and she recommended certain books that were sensitive to gender equality, and they read the books, did discussion, okay, and did a lot of creative things, right? So always do activities that have impact and you can show tangible results, right? So many of them are like that. I had a student, again, he was on the dependent visa. He got scholarships into Case Western. Case Western is an amazing college for research. Most of the Nobel laureates are from Case Western. He got 25K scholarship from there, but he ended up going to Pitt because he got even more scholarships in Pitt. So this boy, what he did was he wanted to solve the prosthetics problem in India or underworld country. Prosthetics in India are very, very expensive, like the Jaipur leg or like all that. So he wanted to solve that problem. So he found out that here in the United States, sparsely used prosthetics cannot be reused in the States, but it can be reused in the immigrant countries. So he was working with a lot of prosthetic companies to get those prosthetics, dismantle it, ship them to India to help them. See, this is like a unique kind of an activity that shows impact, passion, and talent. Got it?
Mhm.
He may not have solved the problem completely, but
Mhm.
he tried. He pushed the envelope to try. So that is what colleges are looking for, right? And if in the case like they want to pursue computer science, then what you have to do, you have to participate in coding competition, participate in hackathons, create an AI model. So
Right.
something that aligns with your major. You need to have activities that you can say that you did something. What is it that I
Mhm.
do? What did I do in the activity? What did I learn? Right? And how did I contribute? That is something that is supremely important.
Wow, that's really, really insightful, Joe. Thank you so much for such a great answer. And I think so. Basically, these tips and tricks depend upon which subject do you want to choose, or which college do you want to choose, right?
Yes, that's true. Yes. Yeah,
Okay, great.
absolutely. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, would you like to add to that?
Yeah. So basically, it's always good to show colleges that you're a subject matter expert, right?
Uh-huh.
So that is very important. You're applying to business, then what is it that they look for in the business? They want to see if you have an internship, right? Like, have you, or for example, like, did you do your own startup, right? So that is how you build it,
Mm.
like based on that. Okay. And also, okay, you love statistics, you want to do something in the stock market. What have you done, right? Have you looked at the stock outcome? Did you
Right.
start a podcast? Did you create a blog? Did you create a YouTube video? Anything that shows that you made an effort to pursue that, not just for 1 week, it has to be over months
Mhm.
and years, right? So if you're applying to the medical pre-med track, then of course you need to have shadowing in your profile, because they expect a student to go and shadow a medical professional. It can be a doctor, dentist. Then they want to see a student having volunteered in the hospital, right? So these are extracurricular activities that align with your majors. Okay, you want to go into statistics, they want to see if you took a course in a college level course in statistics,
Mhm.
what is it that you did, right? And I had a student who wanted to pursue actuarial science. Okay, he got in with full tuition in University of Nebraska, right? So he used to tutor kids on math. He had AP
Mhm.
statistics, and he would like go and crunch numbers for the actuarial science. So it needs to be aligned with your major, and show that, oh, I'm a subject matter expert. Look at this. In high school, I pursued my interest, my talent, and I have an outcome. So I'm an exceptional candidate. Pick me,
Mm.
right? So that's how
Right.
it is.
Wow. So they really look into your intentions and how good your intent is and how much of an effort you are making. Right.
Yes,
Wow.
absolutely. Yeah, that's
Great.
the secret to success. Yes.
Amazing. Thank you so much for the answer, Joe. And as you can see, we already have started receiving a lot of questions from our viewers also. So now, before I move ahead with my own questions, I would like to read out this. I would like to actually take one from our viewers. Okay, if you allow me.
Absolutely. Go ahead, please.
All right, great. So I would like to take maybe Sim's question. So Sim is here, and Sim says, Okay. I got stamped for H-1B but haven't traveled yet, and now I'm newly married. Can I apply for my wife for H-4 dependent visa? Is it workable? If so, can she study in the US on a dependent visa?
Absolutely. Let me tell you my story. I came as
Okay.
an H4, right? So
Uh-huh.
I came as an H4. My husband was on the H1 visa. I came in 99 on an H4 visa. I enrolled in New Jersey Institute of Technology, NJIT. So on a dependent visa, you can certainly study. So I would highly recommend doing a master's or anything, because education is the key. Certification, education, these are all very, very, very important in the United States or anywhere else. So I enrolled in NJIT. I studied there. I did my master's. I even went to the community college so that I could get a few courses. And I was waiting for my admission to go through. So I went to the community college. I did some courses. I transferred over to NJIT and I did my master's. I was on H4. Okay, and after that, when I got that other thing, I'm sorry, I don't know what you say, that before the green card, I had that, and that was when I went to a job. So please, education is, there is no restriction on pursuing education in the States.
Great, great. I hope you have got the answer, Sim. Thank you so much for your question. If you have another follow up that you would like to post, please let us know. We'll be glad to take that as well. In the meanwhile, let's come back to our own questions, Joe. So, Joe, I'm sure a lot of parents must also be watching this show, right? So, with their children. So, now the question that I have is related to the parents. So, now if you can talk about some strategies that parents can implement to help their children, we also have it here on screen. What strategies can parents implement to help their children build a strong academic and extracurricular profile for scholarship applications?
Okay. Okay, excellent. So I'm going to break it up into ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th. Okay. So the
Sure,
clock
please go
stops
ahead.
ticking. clock starts ticking from the ninth grade. Yes,
Mhm.
whatever activities you do in the eighth grade, there is no place to put it in the college application. But it's important that they score well in the eighth grade so that in the ninth grade they get a good profile. Okay, and please remember the golden rectangle that I'm going to talk to you about when it comes to academics is sciences. When it comes to AP biology, AP chemistry, AP physics, and calculus AB. Okay, so please work backwards, plan your academic courses that is
Mhm.
there. And also I want to tell you that there are AP is advanced proficiency courses. They are college level courses. If your child accumulates college level courses, they can transfer the credit to college and you save on college fee. Let me give you an example of my son. So my son graduated with 20 APs because he wanted to do that. He went to Georgia Tech. He transferred so much credits that in 3.5 years, he graduated with a master's. You can save 1 year of college if you focus on academics and get those AP courses. So that is academics. And also, you need to teach them how to study, right? That's the biggest thing that I see is students are never taught how to study. So if your child is in the middle school or elementary school, 20 minutes a day, please bring them to the dining table. No devices. Even parents, no WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Sit down and make them work on logical reasoning, problem solving, critical thinking puzzles. Please don't make them do math and science, but this is what it is. They need to learn how to flex their brain. Right? You can go
Yeah.
to Five Below. They have a lot of word searches, puzzle books, logical reasoning. That is the secret to academic success, is intense use of your brain, because this generation, the kids, they are surface learners, they're not deep learners, so they struggle
Mhm.
when it comes to high school. Right, so that is something that I ask all my parents to do. Right, and also every year please make sure that they're doing well in the prerequisite courses before going on to the AP. It also needs to align with your child's discipline, academic skills, and everything. So please don't overburden them. And
Yeah.
also don't be ashamed of hiring tutors. Okay, if they're struggling, just hire a tutor to get their grades up. It's extremely important. Then test score, right? It's not test optional, so please don't
Mhm.
get confused with that. SAT, ACT scores are very, very, very important, so make sure that they get a good score. 1550 or 34 plus will assure you a lot of scholarship. Okay, so this is the academic part. Then the extracurricular activity profile. In the ninth grade, they're still testing waters. They don't know what they want
Mhm.
to do, but still expose them. Take them. Take them out and get them all these kind of opportunities that are there, and go ahead. 10th grade is again an extension. In 11th grade, you sort of fine tune it and look for leadership opportunities.
Right.
Okay, and if your child wants to pursue medicine, then go ask your own pediatrician, can my child shadow you? Dentist, all that. So the parents need to like kind of help the child and have a
Mhm.
very positive outlook for it. Look for opportunities, research program, college courses, working in a lab. Right, there are so many such opportunities that are there. Tutoring based on what their interests are, and that is what we do. We get the kids, we show them how to build that profile. Right,
Mhm.
so I live in Pennsylvania. My kids love to like tinker with computer parts and everything, so I used to take them to Team Children. Team Children
Mhm.
is a place where they get all the old computers, they refurbish it, build new ones, and give it to the needy. So my son reveled in it, the oldest son. He used to go there and spend a lot of time there in building, rebuilding, and then he became like a project lead. So he got leadership as well. So consistency is something that's very important. And if your child wants to volunteer, just take them to the senior homes that is very near to your place. Let them go there, play bingo, play guitar, eat ice cream. But still, what are you doing? You are building those volunteering hours. Right, so that's what it is. Get outside your home during summer. Just don't make sure that they are not stuck in the video games during summer. Summer is the time that you build extracurricular activities. Right, at least 4 whole of summer they need to spend towards building their profile. Right, so that is how you go about doing it. Exceptional grades test scores, and extracurricular activities. Extracurricular activities that are shown impact and community service is a cincher for scholarships.
Wow. I mean, not just help yourself, but also help the society, contribute to the society. How
Exactly.
amazing is that? Thank you so much for such a great answer, Joe. And thank you so much for those lovely tips and tricks for students and also for the parents. The show is going great. But now I would like to ask you that, you also have a part to play here, and you also get involved in helping the students build their extraordinary profile. So, how do you do that? How do you help students
Okay.
build that extraordinary profile that they need for scholarships or for college and schools?
Excellent. Thank you for asking that question. And that's precisely what we are doing. Is
Mhm,
a student comes in, for example, in the 12th grade. Applying to colleges in the 12th grade. So this student wants to apply to computer science major, right?
mhm,
So
mhm.
we know that computer science. So what are they looking for? They're looking AI as the latest buzzword, right?
Yeah.
AI projects and everything. So we have an AI research program that is run by a university professor where they
Mhm,
create an AI model and write a research paper that we help them to submit for publishing. So that gives them that subject matter expert, right?
mhm,
And we went a step further. So yesterday we conducted a hackathon. Right, I have over 10,000 people in the Facebook group, and we are teaching these kids. I have about 10 students who are applying to the computer science major. So each one of them, they participated in the hackathon to learn how to run it. And in the future, during the course of summer, they are going to run the hackathon on their own. So what does that mean? They have to
mhm,
come up with a problem. They have to come up with a way to explain that problem to a crowd of students. And then they need to evaluate it, run it. And let me tell you something. You are not an expert until you come online and a middle school kid grills you about certain things, right? You're on the spot, you have to answer. So these students need to like really brush up on their Python, brush up on their AI skills and come here. And there
mhm,
is no fluff or lying on the application. You have to mention what you actually did. This is one thing that I would like to tell parents is be very, very cautious and do
mhm,
not raise red flags in your application. Everything needs to have a checks and balance. If you're taking your child to volunteering, note down how many hours they're spending. If they're going to the doctor to shadow, at the end of it, please get a letter in the letterhead because the admission officer will ask for all those, right? So this is the kind where we build the profile. And we went a step further for our computer science students. We are making them take on the Python certification and AWS practitioner certification. So you see how we've built this profile as a specialist, right?
mhm,
A generalist is a student who does everything, dabbles in everything, is not master in something, but we are
mhm.
trying to create a specialist. So it's also based on what the child likes, their strength, their talent, and we build that kind of branding for them. Right. So that is for the computer science students. And then for the medical students, we make sure that they have shadowing
Mhm.
opportunity in that volunteering opportunity. We find them that kind of unique volunteering opportunity, right? Because if you're going to be a doctor, you need to take it a step further and
Yeah.
show empathy, show kindness, and those are in your action. You cannot just say, oh, I'm a very kind person, right?
Mhm.
I'm a very person because patient who was lost, I was volunteering in the hospital, I showed them the way. You have to write about your experiences. So that is how we go about building it. We help them build the college list. We sort of bring out their story, right? So it is the student's story, it's our method.
Right, right. Great. Thank you so much. And to our lovely viewers who want to get in touch with Jyotsna, all you can do is you can email her, give her a call. We have her details here on the screen. You can give her a call at +1-866-618-9640. I would like to repeat the number: +1-866-618-9640. You can also email her at info@giftedgabber.com. You can also visit our website, giftedgabber.com. So, Joe, but why do we have this name Gifted Gabber? If you can please also talk about
Okay,
that
thank
before
you
we go.
so much for
Yeah.
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 Thank you so much for asking that question. So this all started because when my son was 15, he wanted to do a lot of things, but he was struggling with confidence and guidance. Okay,
Mhm.
and I wanted to help him, right? And that's when I hired a success coach to sort of help him build his college profile and everything. He was very passionate about teaching kids coding and communication, right? So
Mhm.
he worked with this coach and came up with the name Gift of the Gab, which he made it into Gifted Gabber. So in our now that he left, he went to college and pursued his thing. I took over. I kept the name because it was so cute and it reminded me of my son. But we're doing a lot more things. But every one of our program, we teach students how to communicate, how to present, because that is a cornerstone for success. The way you speak is
Mhm.
extremely important. So every one of our programs will have a presentation that we record and we post it on the YouTube, that they can in turn put it back into their resume, right? So that is something, that is how the name started. I kind of liked the name and I kept it. But he's graduated from Georgia Tech, and he has a full-time job, but he still comes and mentors kids. He's an AI expert, so he held a hackathon and everything. So that's how the name came about.
How lovely, how lovely. Thank you so much for the answer. So everyone, feel free to reach out to Coach Joe, and you can see her details displayed on the screen, and so you can note down her details. And if you're looking for a project placement or visa sponsorship, you can reach out to me. My number is +1 732 707 9151. My email is rajni@higheritpeople.com. You can also visit our website, which is www.higheritpeople.com. Remember, we also sponsor H-1B visas and other work visas based on job availability and regulations. Now it's time for a short break. We are having this great conversation, which is really insightful and engaging. But we would like to go on a short break. But before I go into that short break, after the break, Joe, after we come back from the break, we'll be taking our audience's questions. And but right now, before we go into the break, I again would like to share this exciting news. We have a fantastic opportunity for remote work from home personnel. So if you're looking for a flexible work from home opportunity, work just for 2 hours a day, earn a monthly pay of 5,000 Indian rupees plus 500 Indian rupees for every meeting that you attend, earn up to 20,000 Indian rupees per month. Your responsibilities will include managing social media posts, creating engaging content, responding to messages, monitoring analytics, and conducting research and data entry. And you can check out the requirements on screen, and you can apply today by emailing at swapnil@staffinglyhealthcare.com. Yes. Well, now it's time to go for a short break. We'll come back in no time. When we go for the short break, you enjoy a cup of coffee or have a glass of water. I have it here with me. I'm also going to drink it. So you also enjoy and come right back to none other than yours and our favorite channel, Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. Stay tuned.
Consultant seeking a new opportunity? We offer job placement services for U.S. citizens, green cards, EADs, and visa holders. We also sponsor various work visas like H-1B, E-3, TN, and green cards. 20 plus years of experience in the industry. Exceptional employee benefits. Highly rated by our employees. Global presence with 200 plus recruiters and direct clients. Connect with us. Call us on the number 732-707-9151 or mail us at rajni@higheritpeople.com or visit our website www.higheritpeople.com.
Welcome back to Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. I'm your host, Rajni Bharara, and today I have with me the very lovely Jyotsna Kether. welcome Jyotsna once again after the break. I hope you enjoyed the
Thank
break.
you.
And today, guys, we
Yes.
are discussing scholarship success tips and tricks for students, dependent visas, H-4, F-2, and L-2. Now, Joe, I would directly like to take our audience's question because I'm sure the audiences must also be waiting for their turn. So, okay, let's quickly take Robin's question. Robin is
Sure.
here and he says, I am on H-1B visa and my project or job is ending on 30th June 24. So here my wife has L1 visa. So until I get a new project or job, can I transfer to L2 dependent visa? I'm not sure if this is more for an attorney,
Yeah.
but right? I think
Yeah.
this we should ask this question from an attorney. Um, right. So, okay, we have another one here from Minesh. And Minesh says, I am having H1B and will be working in Atlanta. My wife is on H4 as dependent visa. So I wanted to check what all possible ways are there through which she'll be able to work in the USA. I think again, this is for an attorney, right? So,
Yes.
guys, if you have question for Joe, so please, okay, Nia is here. So Nia says,
Mhm.
my daughter is joining college this fall on H4 visa as a dependent of my H1B visa. Should we transfer her visa to F1 so she can work or do internships since she is not allowed to even intern on H4?
Yeah,
Would
that's
you like
correct.
to-
So what you do is you use your H4 dependent status or in-state status to get into colleges to qualify for the in-state fee and everything. But once you get in, uh, because on an H4 visa, you're not allowed to take money or anything, right? So you're not supposed to work on an H4 visa. So at that time, you can convert to F1 so that the student gets OPT and they can get internships and employment after they graduate from the college. So yes, that's what it is. Yeah, they're not allowed to intern in an H4 as well. Yes, that is a problem.
All right. So, Nia, I hope you have got the answer. Thank you so much for your question. Let us know where you're watching this live session from. Also, if you have a follow up to this, please let us know. Meanwhile, let's quickly take another viewer question. So, the next question that we have is from okay, so I think we are getting a lot of question from the audiences, but okay, Bhavin is here. So Bhavin says, can you share a tip or trick for L2 visa holders on how to successfully obtain employment authorization document EAD to work in the US? Again, this is for an attorney. Guys, I would request you to please ask questions related to the topic. If you have any scholarship questions, or if you want any tips and tricks related to the scholarship, so please ask those kind of questions. People by now, they have a habit of asking questions to the attorney, so maybe that's what they thought. But if you have questions for Joe, please let us know. Okay, so let me read out this question. So this question, I don't know if let's just read it out. Maybe if you would like to take it, then we can. If not, then we can move ahead with another question.
Okay.
So Haiza is saying, my husband is working in New York and I got a job in Texas. I'm in L2 dependent visa. We have recently moved to US in January. Can my husband stay with me here for 2 weeks in Texas and 2 weeks in New York? He has work from home facility. Again, I think it's for an attorney, right, Joe?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes.
Okay, all right. So, guys, if you have
There is one
question,
question from Bhavin where he says, Mhm.
okay, yeah, Bhavin here, right? Securing a scholarship that requires work authorization or practical training experience. Would you like to take this?
Yes, yes, absolutely. See,
Sure.
usually when they give you scholarship, they check for your visa status and then give you scholarship, right? So it is not tied to any work authorization or practical training experience. It depends on what kind of scholarships that are available. If you're applying for a research scholarship and they have a specific requirement, then you need to meet that. But a work authorization or a visa status is not a requirement in that because they would have clearly mentioned that. There are research opportunities and everything that a student can apply for on a dependent visa, right? So the scholarship is not something that is, there's no money exchange, that is a waiver on your tuition fee. You get it, right? So that is what it is. They're not cutting you a check. You're not going to go and put it in your bank, which violates any of the dependent visa rules, right? So it's applied towards the fee that you pay. So that's why it's like valid.
Okay, okay. So, Bhavin, I hope you've got the answer. Let us know if you have a follow up to this answer. Maybe, Joe can answer that as well. And right now, Joe, I would like to move on to my own, move ahead with my own questions. I think the audiences will put their question, will pose their questions. But right now, let me ask you this specific question. Are there specific colleges or universities that are more accommodating to students on dependent visas? I'm sure you must have got this question
Yeah.
a lot from the parents, right?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. There are colleges very welcoming. They're mostly private colleges that are very dependent visa students. For example, Brown, you can apply to Brown BSMD program, which is an exclusive med program that's 8 years. But the caveat is Brown is super expensive, right? And also the BSMD program. Unfortunately, to pursue the MD, you've got to be a citizen. But there are a lot of colleges like University of Connecticut, Brown, and everything that allow that on a dependent visa. Okay, and
Mhm.
also there like if you always want to look for a brand name for your colleges, then it's a little bit difficult to get scholarships. But if you are okay with having a non-brand college in a slightly remoter area, they are more kind and giving because they are welcoming. They want
Mhm.
very good candidates, right? So that time you will get a very, very good scholarship offer, and you can pretty much get your education for a very, very low cost that is there, right? So that is the rule of thumb. And also, again, I have seen in places where the colleges, they just love the candidate so much, right? It didn't matter if that candidate was on a dependent visa, right? For example, I mentioned about this kid who did about the prosthetics and everything. Case Western wanted him, Pitt wanted him, a lot of colleges wanted him, right? So he was on the H-4 visa, and he got all those offers. So it's all about how exceptional of a candidate you are, right? Like it's
Mhm.
similar to the job market. If you have so much of experience, very good experience, you have certification and everything, colleges, I'm sorry, the companies will give you multiple offers, right? So similarly,
Right.
college is like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for the answer. But Joe, has there been an incident where the parents have been really adamant and strict about getting a particular college, but then you had to convince them that if you're not getting this one, let's try for another one. I'm sure there must have
Definitely.
been incidents like these,
Yeah.
right? Would you like to share
Yes.
one?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So I had a student who wanted to get into aerospace engineering, right?
Okay.
Aerospace engineering is number one engineering sought after program in the United States, right?
Mhm.
And I told him that his profile was not strong enough. So we should go undecided. Like undecided is another way of getting into the colleges, right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
what happens there is because you're not telling your major, you're saying undecided, I'm okay to any major. The barrier of entry is lower, you can get into the college, you can
Mhm.
spend a year there and then declare your major, which is aerospace. This is a good
Okay.
way of getting him in, but the student didn't agree. Then I had another student who wanted to do major in nuclear plasma reactor engineering. I'm like,
Oh,
this is too specific. You know what? You come out with this nuclear plasma, how many jobs are going to be there, right?
right.
With all these kind of things, like with it's all dependent on the federal grant and everything, right? So that is how it is.
Mhm.
But then you go with it. There's a middle ground. You give them your best advice, and then
Mhm.
they decide on it, right? And one
Right.
last thing that I want to share is also that
Yes, please.
my student got into Cornell. Cornell is an Ivy League, but also
Mhm.
super. expensive. It's like 400K that the father cornell education, but the father was a cardiologist and didn't qualify for any merit aid, right? But the student got full tuition, or the father had to pay $400 to go into University of California, San Diego, right? And guess which one the father picked? Of course, the full tuition one. But I was kind of upset because getting into an Ivy League is extremely difficult, and the child was exceptional, but made a very good decision. So yeah.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much for the answer and for sharing your incidents and experiences, Joe. Really means a lot. Now, I again would like to go with our audience's question. So my team is actually telling me that we are getting good number of questions. I should now take them and give a rest to my own questions. So maybe let's take okay. So I'm traveling to this. Okay, let's take this one. Asim is here. So Asim says, what are the specific scholarship opportunities available to F-2 visa holders who wish to pursue part-time studies in the United States? And what are the eligibility
Okay.
criteria? Yeah.
Now F2 visa is an international visa, is it? I kind of forget what it is.
Yeah, it is. It is. Uh-huh.
Okay, F2. Okay, yes. University of Massachusetts Amherst, they do provide scholarships and everything, right? So scholarship is not based on the eligibility to work or anything, and limited financial resources, they will definitely give you scholarships, right? So I have students who are coming from India, right? Student got into MICA, which is Maryland Institute of College of Arts, got a lot of scholarships, 41K scholarship. So you need to apply to multiple colleges to see what is the best offer that you're getting from that particular college. Okay, and then you can even negotiate with colleges. Like, I got this offer, can you match that? It's like a job negotiation, right? Can you match this? See, I like your university, but your financial aid or your merit scholarship is not good enough. If you match, I'll come to your college. So you can negotiate with that, but you need to like spread your net to see which one you're getting, right? And it's also based on what major your child wants to apply to, whether it's a very, very hot major or it's a major that not many people do. So all that consideration, you have to consider that when it comes to scholarships, right? Yes.
Okay, okay. All right. So I'm so sorry. I was looking into my WhatsApp also because Asim, I hope you have got the answer. But then I'm getting questions on my WhatsApp as well. So a viewer of ours has asked, how's an applicant planning to do aerospace engineering? Plan to do ECA for his profile? Is he from India?
Oh, wonderful. So I love aerospace, and I mean, any major you give me, I get super excited. Okay, so let's go backwards. What is it that a student who goes into aerospace engineering need, right? So first, let's go to the academics. Needs to have good math, like AP Calculus AB, needs to have physics, needs to have chemistry, biology also, problem solving, then some computer science. So you need to exhaust the courses in your course catalog. And ECs, I had a student who wrote a paper on AI controlled pilots, right? So the thing is, it's something that is like out of the world. It's not like the colleges are expecting the student to find a solution, but has made an attempt to dig deep. So you need to do research, you need to take a course, you have Emory Riddle in Florida, which is a very good college. You can take a summer course there. So you need to build that story and show your interest into that. Build those parts, even model parts. Okay, do some research, conduct some research, write blogs. All these are part of the regular activity. Okay. Georgia
Okay,
Tech is
okay,
exceptional.
great.
I'll tell you right now what colleges are
Yeah,
good
please,
for.
please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So
Uh-huh. Please go ahead.
Emory Riddle is this wonderful college in Florida. It's very, very known for the aerospace. Then Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is there, right? So, and also aerospace. Elon Musk has been hiring a lot of students for his
Yeah.
SpaceX. So that's like the number one engineering major that students are applying to.
Great, great. Thank you so much, Joe. And now let's take Vikram's question. And Vikram is also here, and he says, "What scholarship opportunities?" Okay, again, I think he's talking about L2 visa holders. But then you can, you can, we can talk
Sure.
about everyone. What scholarship opportunities are available to who are facing severe economic hardships, and how can they demonstrate their eligibility for these scholarships, given, okay, we have a part two to it, given their limited financial resources and inability to work legally in the US, where they can get details information on such scholarships.
Okay, so the biggest misconception about scholarships is people think that someone else, a third party, is holding a pile of money and will give
Yeah.
you. That's not right. Scholarships are given by schools or colleges that you're applying to. So I would say do reverse engineering. Don't go to name brand colleges. Look for local colleges and see how much scholarship that they can apply. And also, you need to answer this question that the college is going to ask: what's in it for me? What does the college benefit by taking you or your family student into their thing? Right? Just because you have economic hardship, it doesn't mean the college needs to give you money, or they're not running a charity. Right?
Yeah.
So what is it that you can offer? That's superbly important. This is what I tell parents. Just because you have an economic scholarship, I'm sorry, a hardship, or you can't afford something, doesn't mean they have to give you a handout. No, this
Right.
is America. This is corporate America. It's always the question, what's in it for me? Right?
Mhm,
So
mhm.
they want those exceptional candidates going to average colleges or below. When I say average colleges, they're not rated very, very high, but then
Yeah.
they will encourage you. Because I've spoken to admission officers in many schools. I mean, as a college counselor, we have to go visit colleges, speak to admissions officer. They welcome, they give, they have money to give, but students don't want to go there because it's a
Mhm.
bit remote. It's not like mainstream metropolitan, right? So if you can sacrifice on those kinds of things, colleges will welcome you, give you that kind of money to come and study in them, and go make a name for yourself, right? So that is how you have to look at this college system, right?
Okay, okay. So, but Joe, are there any specific colleges or universities that are more accommodating to students on dependent visas?
It's See, a college cannot discriminate. Like, let me tell you that
Mm.
they cannot outrightly say, oh, I prefer students on international or dependent. They cannot, right? That's it. They have to be neutral. Okay, you come to me with a profile. You show me what you have, we will get you in, right? So
Mhm.
that's what it is. There is no partiality here.
Okay, okay, all right. So I think I'm sure there are a lot of other questions as well, but they're here mostly today. They have got introduced to you. I'm sure in our next episode they are going to have more questions for you, but they got confused maybe that you're an immigration attorney, because we mostly have immigration attorneys on our show. But I would like to, because I still have a lot of questions pending, and we have completed an hour. But before I let you go, one more question, Joe. Let's take this one right before I let you go. So, what are some misconceptions or myths surrounding scholarship opportunities for students on dependent visas, and how can parents help dispel these myths?
Okay, so the let me tell you again, when you're building a profile, there'll be certain things that you cannot do, like an internship. A student will not have internship, but it's okay. Okay, basic tenet is have the basics, and also don't just limit yourself to the state where you're in. Apply outside and see what offers you get. Okay, so that's number one. Widen your net to apply to more colleges, a bit more remote colleges, bit more not so well rated colleges. They give you a lot of scholarships. Liberal arts colleges give scholarships. A lot of
Mhm.
colleges are there which we as immigrants don't want to go, but there is a
Right.
pile of, right? That is number one. And number two, please don't think that there is somebody out there with a pile of money and you need to get it. That will never happen. Got it? Scholarships are nothing but merit scholarships that are applied to your tuition fee. So it is all, the most scholarship that you get is from the college. Like Rainsila
Mhm.
Polytechnic gave 45K, right? So there are many colleges which are smaller in size. Okay, they're not like 10,000 students. They may be 5,000 students, maybe in a
Mhm.
fairly remote area that want you to come and study. There is the quality of education, but we need to be able to go to those places and do that, right? So they are the ones, the unknown ones, the one that you Google will not give you. The unknown, hidden, there are some hidden IVs, there are some hidden colleges that will give you. And in our counseling terms, we have buyers and sellers. Okay, so these are the
Mhm.
two type of colleges that are there. Colleges that are very well sought after, they are unlikely to give you money. But colleges that are less sought after, they are waiting for
Mhm.
exceptional candidates that our immigrants are. Because if you see here, the people who come to the United States are the top 1% because they're the
Yeah.
most smartest people.
Yeah.
And their children have hit the genetic jackpot. They are also very, very smart, right? But if you chose to like leave and go into a slightly remote colleges, there are a lot of opportunities. I know of a lot of colleges and hospitals that welcome the people who want to come here, write their USMLE and come and practice as a doctor. So
Mhm.
those hospitals really welcome there. They're in a fairly remote area, and it's difficult for them to get mainstream doctors. So they welcome immigrants on the visa and everything. Right. So that's where we look at it. And there is no, please don't think that you will get any less quality education. They will give you very good quality education. They will take very good care of you. Right. So I do have all those kinds of college lists if you want to come into my ecosystem, and we can do that. Right. I know a lot of students who go to Wright State University, which is in Ohio. My whole set of cousins went there because they give a lot of scholarships, and the
Mhm.
opportunities are there in those kind of schools. Guess what? Wright State is in Ohio. It's
Mhm.
landlocked. It's not like
Right.
New York or California, but still very good school, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And thank you so much again for taking that up, Joe. And thank you so much for such a great episode. It was really insightful, engaging. And to our lovely audiences, I hope this session was helpful and informative to you as well. If you have any questions that or need further assistance, you're feel free to reach out to Coach Joe. And her contact number is +1-866-618-9640. I would like to repeat the number +1-866-618-9640. Her email is info@giftedgabber.com. She also has a website. You can visit our website. Her website is okay www.giftedgabber.com. I actually have another website here. I'm sure it is also yours only, right, Joe? School.giftedgabber.com.
Yeah, that is a microsite. What we do is
Okay.
we sort of keep put our courses and everything, learning management portal in that. So that's a subdomain.
Okay. All right. And thank you so much again, Joe. It was a great episode. And everyone, and if you're looking for a project placement or visa sponsorship, you can reach out to me on my number, which is +1-732-707-9151. My email is rajni@higheritpeople.com. You can also visit our website, which is www.higheritpeople.com. We sponsor H-1B visas and other work visas based on job availability and regulations. So, Joe, again, it was such a great episode, and I'm already thinking of having a part two and episode two of
No
this
problem.
particular topic, because I have a lot of questions pending that actually had prepared for you. So few of them have been answered by you, but there are few more which are pending. And now that I've heard your insights and your answers, I already have a lot more questions coming in my mind, so I'm going to prepare them as well. I'm going to write them for you.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so whenever you're available,
yeah.
I would like to check your availability and
Absolutely.
connect with you for a second
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, I want to thank you, Rajni, and your whole team. You're so professional, so driven, excellent. The whole experience was wonderful. The way you communicate and the way you go about adding so much value, it's pretty amazing. Keep up the excellent work, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much for your kind words, Joe. And guys, now I would like to come to you and again I would like to repeat about the opportunity that we have for you. So we have this fantastic opportunity for remote work from home personnel. If you're looking for a flexible work from home opportunity, work just for 2 hours a day, earn a monthly pay of 5,000 Indian rupees plus 500 Indian rupees for every meeting you attend. Earn up to 20,000 per month. Responsibilities include managing social media posts, creating engaging content, responding to messages, monitoring analytics, and conducting research and data entry. You can check out the requirements on screen and apply today by emailing swapnil@staffingleehealthcare.com. Now, thank you to all of you also for your questions and for also tuning in great numbers. And now, before I sign off, here's a quick reminder for all of you. If you found today's episode helpful, please give us a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, even after this live session has ended, if you have any question that you would like to ask Joe or you would like to ask us, you can post your question in the comment section. We are going to ask it from Joe, and we are going to reply to your question. And you can also share this episode with your friends and family and subscribe to our channel. Hit that bell icon so you never miss an update from Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. And we'll be coming up with more webinars, so stay tuned with Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. I am Rajni Bharara. Bye right now. And before, like I say, before I sign off, don't forget to subscribe to Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. Bye for now.
Yeah.
Consultant seeking a new opportunity? We offer job placement services for U.S. citizens, green cards, EADs, and visa holders. We also sponsor various work visas like H-1B, E-3, TN, and green cards. 20 plus years of experience in the industry. Exceptional employee benefits. Highly rated by our employees. Global presence with 200 plus recruiters and direct clients. Connect with us. Call us on the number 732-707-9151 or mail us at rajni@higheritpeople.com or visit our website www.higheritpeople.com.